She hands it off to Jackson. Jackson uses the screen, lost the handle, bounced past to Plum. Plum loses it, regains it, throws it up for grabs. Grabbed by Boston out of the sky, and we're going to have a foul here. No, a timeout taken by Indiana.
What I love the most about this squad is that, just like O said, like we instill confidence, the coach instills confidence that any shot you take, shoot it with confidence because we trust you and we trust that you're going to make it. And I feel like that's just really helped us down the line because no matter who comes in, no matter who steps up, we're all just really happy for each other.
After the game, Aliyah Boston said something that instantly caught the attention of Fever fans, and she backed it up on the court in a big way, putting together a massive performance during a season where Indiana has been hit hard by injuries by scoring 22 points, grabbing 11 rebounds, recording a career-best 6 steals, and sealing the win with a final defensive stop. And now her post-game words may help explain how the Fever managed to secure their most important victory of the year. Because even with growing injuries and shaky momentum, an unexpected hero stepped up, sparked the run, and slammed the door on Los Angeles. So let's break down how this win shifted everything for Indiana's season. And if you're fired up about the team, drop a big Fever win in the comments.
Fever dub! Bow, bow, bow! Hell yeah, hell yeah.
How do you pull off a win when nearly half your roster is stuck on the bench in street clothes was the big question following Indiana into Los Angeles, with Caitlin Clark on the sideline, Sophie Cunningham out, and both Sydney Carlson and Ari McDonald unavailable, leaving 4 guards, 4 playmakers, and 4 key voices missing from the rotation, which would be a season-ending situation for most teams in a game carrying playoff pressure. But the Fever had no choice but to fight through it, stepping onto the floor with nothing to rely on except toughness and trust in the players who were still able to suit up.
About the resilient, nature of our team, I think one other thing that sometimes goes missed is just the character of these women, right? Especially this group that's been here, that's gone through all of this, and then the ones that we've brought in. We brought in with O and Che and AP. I mean, these are women who care about winning. These are women who care about one another. These are women who sacrifice every single day.
This game was about much more than who was missing from the lineup because it was not just another late-season matchup, and the Sparks were far from an easy opponent since they had already beaten Indiana in all 3 meetings this year, with each loss feeling more frustrating than the last, while the standings only raised the pressure as the Fever sat 6th, barely holding a playoff spot, and Los Angeles trailed in 9th, just 2 games back, meaning the gap could close fast. And after losing 4 of their last 5 games, doubt had started to surround the team, leaving many to wonder if they were falling apart at the worst possible time.
Steph mentioned, whenever she sees you with the 2 black eyes, she smiles in a way because it just exemplifies your toughness. Do you feel tough in these kinds of situations with these 2 black eyes?
I mean, that's what people keep telling me. Every time she sees me, she smiles and then she says, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "You don't need to be sorry. This is what it is." And when I'm playing, like, I forget about it, and then I go and look at the mirror. I'm like, "Oh shit, they're still there." So yeah, I don't really think too much about it because I don't necessarily feel them all the time.
Yeah, and you're still able to see completely fine?
Yep.
Right.
Nothing's changed.
All right, perfect.
Picture the challenge facing a team that looked shaky from the outside, with only 5 games left and now forced to rely on patched-together lineups, where it was no longer about finding smooth rhythm, but about surviving every single possession. And that mindset became their game plan, as anyone who got minutes had to give more than their usual role, and everyone who stepped on the floor had to carry responsibility that went far beyond the numbers on the stat sheet.
Originally, I was like, I just need to get the swelling to go down in my forehead. So I put a patch, slept with it. The next day, woke up, and I was like, okay, the bump is almost gone, but now I have 2 black eyes. So that was tragic. But I mean, it's at this point, it's unfortunately won't be able to hide it. People know, so just rolling with it.
Were you able to hide it for the photo shoots?
The makeup artist did a really, really, really good job. And people that hadn't met me before were like, "Oh, I can't even tell." I'm like, okay, that's good. We'll take it. But I'm hoping they'll do some editing in the post.
Then Lexie Hull took the floor and showed it was about more than just playing, as she competed through pain with both eyes bruised from her collision with Gabby Williams in the previous game. Yet she kept attacking defenders, chasing loose balls, and pushing through screens, becoming the perfect example of what the Fever needed that night, sending a clear message that if she could fight through the discomfort, Everyone else in Indiana Red could do the same.
I imagine on Tuesday you got checked for concussion, facial fracture. Just how much of a sigh of relief was it that you didn't have concussion or any kind of fracture in your face?
Yeah, honestly, when it happened, I was like relieved because I could feel myself like I was good to go. Like I felt completely with it. They did all the tests they needed to do and put ice on it right away, try to, keep the swelling down. But I felt good knowing that, like, obviously it could have been a lot worse. And I'm grateful for the people online wanting to check on me and make sure that I'm okay. But I am okay. I've been fully checked out.
That is what made this game feel different, because it was not about flashy plays or pretty passes, as every stop, rebound, and basket carried real urgency. Knowing that one strong run by Los Angeles could have flipped everything, but the Fever stayed steady, matched the intensity, and kept pushing back against a team that was desperate to close the gap in the standings.
I like that we dug in. It wasn't ideal in terms of how the game was. It was ugly. We had moments where we were better than others, but we dug in. I mean, when you think about key defensive stops, key offensive rebounds, like AB's key offensive rebound there at the end, making plays, deflections that led to steals or deflections that led to bobbled passes.
By staying strong under pressure, Indiana created the opening for an unexpected name to step forward, as the toughness of the short-handed group allowed a veteran who had been waiting for her chance to fully shine to take over. And that is exactly what happened when Odyssey Sims entered the game in Los Angeles, turning what was meant to be a night of simple survival for a patched-together roster into a breakout moment for a 31-year-old player who was not even in the starting lineup, yet became the emotional engine of the game, and the moment carried extra weight because she once wore a Sparks jersey herself, which clearly fueled every possession and made her performance feel deeply personal.
Sims left open for three. She got it. Offensive rebound. Sims the runner. Here's Howard. Shovels Sims right at the doorstep, and she gets it off the window. 3-on-3 the other way. Sims the take and finishes the lefty layup.
At this point in her career, few expect a reserve guard to lead an offense, and her name is not highlighted in scouting reports the way Aliyah Boston or Caitlin Clark are. But when Indiana's top scorer Kelsey Mitchell struggled to find her rhythm with just 5 makes on 14 shots, that is usually when teams start to unravel. Yet Sims became the solution by stepping in calm, confident, and without hesitation, treating every possession as if it were the moment she had been preparing for her entire career.
Down by Plum. Plum 1-on-2, ripped away there by Sims. Great play by Odyssey Sims. Played the ball. 3-on-3 the other way. Sims the take and finishes the lefty layup.
Her stat line only tells part of the story because while she finished with 21 points, it was the timing of those buckets that truly stood out, as she stayed calm under pressure, sped the game up when the Fever needed energy, slowed it down when Los Angeles tried to build momentum, and then took control late in the fourth quarter when the ball kept finding her hands for tough drives through traffic, smooth mid-range pull-ups, and confident shots off the dribble, becoming the main option the team relied on in the biggest moments.
The lead back up to 3. Sims left open for 3. She got it. Odyssey Sims with the triple to tie this one up at 74 apiece. Got the offensive rebound out to Mitchell. Here's Hull curling. Hull down the lane. The kick out Sims. Sims in the paint. The runner good. They put Turner on the inbound. Alaman inbounds it to Hamby, and so now that'll be that. So the Indiana Fever come into here.
The moment that truly defined the night came with just 13.6 seconds left as Indiana clung to its chance, the ball in her hands, and she lifted into the quick floater she has perfected over the years. watching it fall clean through the net to give the Fever the lead for good and quiet the Staples Center crowd. And you could feel the emotional pressure ease as she ran back on defense with steady arms and a calm expression, looking almost as if she had known this moment belonged to her all along.
Yeah, obviously 5 straight points for you to help take the lead at the end of the game. Just what was that mindset for you in those final seconds?
I didn't shoot the ball well from the 3. I was over before I made that shot, but I didn't lose confidence. I think my teammates did a great job, along with the coaches, just constantly talking to me. They weren't worried about my missed shots. It just came down to continue to play. They believe in me so much, so that helped me. And when I shot it, I was open. It was one of those do or die. It went in, and I was excited about that. Like I said, I was open from the 3, but we got the W, so it feels great.
When the microphones came out later, Sims shared the simple rule she lives by, saying that staying ready means you never have to scramble to get ready. And that one line summed up Indiana's entire night with no excuses and no panic, as her performance helped the Fever leave with more than just a victory, giving them real proof that resilience is not just something they talk about.
Just going up just like the last few years, just up and down, in the league, out the league, hardship, contract being cut, all of that stuff. Really doesn't matter. I think I'm a human definition of we stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I think every opportunity that has been given to me, I'm taking full advantage of it. These are opportunities that you can't let slip away. You never know what tomorrow brings. You never know. You be on the team one day, go on the next day. So just being able to come in and just stay ready, have my energy flow to my teammates, and just be positive. Like I said, I'm with a good group.
Even with her huge performance, she was not alone, because right beside her stood the foundation of the Fever's identity, Aliyah Boston, who not only controlled the game but also delivered a message that continues to have fans buzzing.
Sparks started the game on a 7-0 run. Here's Mitchell. Right back to Boston. And unable to get that one, but follows her on. Cameron Brink and Ray Burrell going to be checking in next time there's a stoppage for LA. Here's Turner in traffic, and she gets it up off the window.
Beautiful pass from Boston.
7 on the shot clock. Mitchell turning the corner. Jump stop in the lane, loses the ball. Brink throws it right to Boston. Easy layup.
All game long, Aliyah Boston's play kept pointing back to the question she teased after the final buzzer. Because if you watched closely, she was already answering it through her performance, as she did far more than fill the stat sheet by leaving her mark on every part of the game, scoring 22 points to drive the offense, pulling down 11 rebounds against the Sparks front line, adding 4 assists to keep the ball moving, and posting a career-high 6 steals, a rare all-around mix that showed how she controlled both ends of the floor without hesitation.
Julie Alamam, 5 points here tonight. They go high-low, and Boston the beneficiary. And that's the 18th point off of a Sparks turnover. Hamby the crossover. Hamby rejected there by Boston. Here's Mitchell, always dangerous with the ball in her hands. Finds Boston's free throw line. Boston against Hamby. Jump hook, gets the soft bounce.
The final defining play happened so quickly it was easy to miss. With only 1.9 seconds left and Los Angeles desperate for one last look, but Boston read the action perfectly, stepped in to steal the ball clean, and ended the game on the spot with no chaos, no panic, just a superstar firmly closing the door.
She hands it off to Jackson. Jackson uses the screen, lost the handle, bounced past to Plum. Plum loses it, regains it, throws it up for grabs. Grabbed by Boston out of the sky. And we're going to have a foul here. No, a timeout taken by Indiana.
Right after that, the cameras focused on her as reporters asked about the way this team battled. And that was the moment her message began to spread, with everyone wanting to know exactly what her quote was really about.
But tonight you guys showed resilience, coming back and just having that great floater for the win. Can you guys just talk about the camaraderie, everything that's happened with the team, the injuries, and just how you guys have been able to coalesce as one cohesive unit despite all of everything that's happened?
Yeah, honestly, I think from the start of our season, we talked about a season's not going to be perfect, and if something happens, next woman up. And I feel like that's really been the story of our season. With everything that's happened, people we've added, no matter how late in the season, it's been next woman.
The answer was simple but powerful, as Boston credited the Fever's next woman up mindset, The belief that when someone goes down, everyone else steps up. And it was not just a saying, because she had just carried a huge load while still trusting her teammates in key moments and beyond her own performance. This game became real proof of that culture in action.
We have a deep team that a lot of people, a lot of players on our team could be playing and they're not. And that's a tribute to our depth, certainly, but also sometimes everybody wants to play, right? And I think the selfless nature of this group just can't be overstated. And that's why we're able to be in positions like this that we're able to be in.
Look at Lexie Hull with her bruised face and darkened eyes from the previous collision, still charging through screens, diving for loose balls, and defending with non-stop effort. Then look at Aerial Powers igniting the offense and bringing energy off the bench like nothing could slow her down. And when you put those moments together, you see Boston's words coming to life, because her leadership is what keeps Indiana steady. As her points and steals may show on the stat sheet, but her real impact goes further. And when she says next woman up, it sends a clear message that no injury, setback, or rough stretch defines this team. Only the belief that whoever is on the floor belongs there and can get the job done.
Sims. They kick it out. Hole of three.
Big bucket from Lexie Hull.
That identity goes far beyond motivational talk, because the win in Los Angeles secured Indiana in 6th place for now, created breathing room over Seattle, and pushed the Sparks further back, making a playoff spot feel much safer, not due to luck or one miracle shot, but because of a complete team that truly believes in the mindset Boston described.
On the hit ahead. Looking for Howard short corner. Attacking against.
Okay.
Oh, what a spin move there. Spin cycle, rinse everything there from Natasha Howard.
With that win in the books, the focus now shifts to the one star everyone is waiting on, Caitlin Clark, whose absence has fans asking the same question over and over about when she will finally return, as she has been sidelined for weeks with a groin injury and has now missed 17 straight games. But there is new hope, because for the first time in a long while she is back in practice gear, taking part in team shoot-arounds, warming up before games, and moving with the group, and while she is not yet cleared for full game action, this is the closest she has looked to being herself since the injury. The timing could not feel more important, with Indiana having only 5 regular season games left, and everyone carrying real weight, because playoff position is hanging by a thread, as they currently sit 6th, just half a game ahead of Seattle, with no one in the locker room feeling safe, since one loss could cause a quick slide in the standings. But there is also opportunity, because if Clark is able to return, she could instantly change the outlook, and you can see it during shooting drills where she is taking threes, running sets, and handling light contact in controlled scrimmages while coaches stay close, watching every move and hoping for no setback. And the entire building feels different when she is on the floor as teammates look over, fans begin to buzz, and the pressure in the air becomes clear, creating cautious optimism, because everyone understands that bringing her back too fast could risk the season, which is the balance Indiana staff is carefully managing right now.
It wasn't ideal in terms of how the game was. It was ugly. We had moments where we were better than others, but we dug in. I mean, when you think about key defensive stops, key offensive rebounds, like AB's key offensive rebound there at the end, making plays, deflections that led to steals, or deflections that led to bobbled passes, just the sense of urgency that we played with in those last minutes through some gray area, right? Through some times when it wasn't perfect, and it was a gut check time, and our team stepped up to the challenge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And yet look at what this team just accomplished by stealing a win from an opponent that had beaten them all season, even without their biggest star, which alone was impressive. But now imagine what changes if Clark returns, because before her injury, she was averaging 19 points and 8 assists while controlling the pace, creating space for Boston, and setting up shooters like Kelsey Mitchell for cleaner looks. Numbers that force every defense to prepare differently. And while this win proved the Fever can survive without her, adding her playmaking back into the lineup would make them more than survivors, shifting the talk from whether they can simply hold on to whether they can actually make noise, even though the risk of her groin injury remains, because with only days left before the postseason, Her return could turn Indiana into real contenders almost overnight.
Good job, ladies! I'm really proud of you guys. That was an ugly, hard-fought win. Hard-fought win. And listen, we know that we didn't play our best basketball, and in those moments where we needed a stop, or we needed a big bucket, that you don't teach. And y'all got it. And y'all got it. So again, marrying our energy effort with our execution. Okay, that's our journey. But this is a hard win right here. I'm proud of you guys. Great job. Together, 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
That is why this win carried meaning far beyond the box score, because with every sign pointing to her getting closer to returning, the season suddenly feels like it is just getting started, and beating the Sparks was not about barely surviving, but about setting the stage for something bigger, as it proved Indiana can fight, endure, and even thrive without its biggest star, with every possession showing toughness, and every extra effort reminding fans this team does not fold when it matters most. And with Caitlin Clark inching closer to a full return, the Fever now look less like survivors and more like a group learning how to close games under pressure, making that growth priceless, giving fans real hope for 2025, and showing that a team that wins this way with true resilience is only getting started. So if you are fired up for the team, comment Big Fever win, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next